and relax on the mat, like she needs some relaxation
Yeah, because when I showed up, I don't know if you saw the notes, but when I showed up at her house, she was just barking at me, but like similar to the Happy Reset program I was doing.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm so excited. Mama, I tried to get in here 15 minutes ago. Did you see that? It was really cute. He's like, let me come off of the box. He's like, but I just have to go. He's so excited. Can I help? Because our teenage brains are being teenage. Oh my goodness. The leash on. Thank you. Very nice. Yeah, take it off. Sometimes I'm like, the last one I was like, is that squeezing in the wrong place? I can't tell. It goes so fast. Yeah. I was literally on the lab yesterday. I was like, that's strong. I know this used to be enormous, especially like a couple of weeks ago. He's definitely grown. Oh my gosh, he's going so fast. Yeah, it was just like lots and lots of big feelings, lots of retreating, lots of. I did. I need like a zip line. I need like a zip line. You just attach the leash and send it in.
Honestly, if I just let her go, she'd just come right to the door.
Right?
Okay. I know you're so excited.
I know the
You're so excited.
But she's sitting on the floor. She's so excited.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
That's cute. That's cute. You can come. Have you ever been behind me
Thank you,
before
guys.
you open the door?
Yeah, literally, she like she got out of it, she was scared in the car. And she's still not so great in the car. Alone with her sister, she's fine. Like we got out and she just sprinted towards the stairs. Thank you, guys.
I'm like very much interested in oh, what is our nose up there, Bill? A little inappropriate. Ellie and Beezy might really like hanging out with each other. Henry's coming in today, so I think Henry and Teddy will be a good match. And then I have Mabel. So if I give you, well, you can have whoever you want. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you want to do relaxation on that? Sure. Sure. And you can have these guys for the moment? Yeah, actually, do you know what would be really cool is like to see how you do, oh, good job, guys. How you would do, good job, Easy. Karen overall's like relaxation thing. But I don't know if you
One of these days I should actually read her instructions on how to do it.
right?
Because I may have morphed it a little bit. I realize I may have morphed it a little bit because
No, because I've read it and I'm like, I know criticisms, I know it works, and I want to use it, but I also think like 15 steps, like, or more than 15 steps, and I don't know if I'm doing it right. That's why I was like, and is there a quicker way? Is there a quicker way to get relaxation or use a pattern that's much better for settling on the mat?
so the problem I'm working, and I don't think this is a bad thing to say, and this is a problem I'm working on any state, but like relaxation protocol in particular, there are a couple of dogs that definitely, they figure out as long as they stay in place for the treat, you will do a thing and you get a treat, and you will do a thing and you get a treat, and you can tell they're not quite relaxed. And so part of it is being able to accept that sometimes you have to repeat day 1 or day 2 or day 4 relaxation protocol until you actually get some more deep breaths, and sometimes you have to intermix it with take a breath and some other things.
Okay.
I always tell people, like, and I do, if they get off, I do, and this is what I don't think is in the protocol, which is why I'm like, I'm going against what the veterans have told me, that I think, I do, so I'm asking for a default down on the mat, and if you happen to do a sit or get off, I do a take a break and really calm walk around the room.
Right. I'm just gonna put this on you.
It's just easier.
Go play. Go play. I'm just gonna put this here because I think it's good. Yeah. And my question is, like, when you're asking for take a breath, is that in fact shaping? Like you're shaping the
I
breath?
shaped it, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
shaped it though, I will tell you, I'm 99% sure that Bug and Lemon both learned how to mimic me. We would just do the big yawns at night,
Oh, okay.
and they would yawn back.
Oh, that's kind of cute. We're just working on sit to say please, but like without prompting.
Yeah,
Good job.
so this is like, for problem number one, I'm like, relax on the mat. Relaxation protocol to me is default down, but then I also forgot to mention, because Beezy's showing it, it's also a settle on hip. So I've got to get that before I can even start doing all the things. But this is nice because her body is quiet. Now she's settled on the hip. She's not wiggling, she's not panting like she ran a marathon, but she can't stay settled on the hip. So like, I don't have a relaxed dog. If I started relaxation protocol from here, like I know this would be counterintuitive. There you go, good girl. Now I have to remember what the first steps are.
So it's like rapid, you're increasing the rate of your treats a little bit there to help her succeed.
I shaped her into, once I got it down, I shaped her into the settle on the hip. And then that's a very good girl. And then I was only feeding, because I could get that pretty quick from her. I was only feeding quiet, non-wiggly behavior.
Hi, Mabel.
Penny, Mabel,
Mabel, right?
Mabel, all our doodles. Hi, Penny. Are you ready to go? You can let her go. Can we,
I think take her here.
yeah, take her there for a minute.
And see.
Because Ellie will be great. Teddy's good. I don't think we're just gonna snack down with her, and that'll give me just another minute to work with Beezy.
Hey, puppy, come on.
I think we're gonna get with these guys a chance to work with them all one-on-one.
People like.
I know they're a little bigger, maybe not. Okay, I'll start her in here.
You started off wrong.
That was a lot of the gate. I understand.
Oh,
Hi. She's like, okay, I can go in there. Okay,
Thank you.
All right, then.
See you in a bit.
Hi, honey bunny. How are you? Maybe I can do tea puppies relax on the mat. I might actually be able to do it with these two.
Yeah. I think actually relaxation for both would be
Helpful?
probably very helpful.
I also didn't realize until I did, but I didn't. Ultimately, relax on that. The first thing I worked on when I brought Bug home. Literally the first. We brought out our mat. We worked on relax on the mat because I wanted to be able to cook in the kitchen without having both dogs under feet, and I cared a whole lot that their relationship between the two dogs was good.
Sorry, I totally asked you to start doing relaxation on the mat because for my own personal, I want to see this, but also I think it's beneficial for all dogs to know. The more I work in city, DC, the more I'm if your dog can relax around all of this,
I really like.
fantastic job.
Yeah, I really like, they're both longer videos, they're both 8 or 9 minutes. But I just redid the videos for the mat work steps, building it all up into, especially if you have a nervous or anxious or busy dog. Oh, this is good.
And then you can probably swap out with these two afterwards.
Why do you do that to me?
Relaxation for everybody.
So, relaxation on the mat starts with a default down. You have to have that first. Then what you need is them to settle over on their hip. I am not sure I'm going to get that with Beezy right now because she is a little bit on a pedestal. So I might just kind of give her the benefit of the doubt and move forward. I think that's Henry.
Oh, my bad. Here we go. times done, I think, with 2 individuals. Hi. Yeah, thank you. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Henry, is that ready to go play? Oh my goodness, that baby body.
Oh, we just put a gate. We just put a gate.
And the door is locked, we're gonna take something last.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, look, this is dragging off the down on the mat.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Hey, boys. Are we just gonna hang out here for a bit? 'Cause I feel like, I don't know if Ellie's gonna.
Ellie might be,
Two
you know
boys.
what, maybe I should switch you locations, maybe I should, or just leave me Ellie and take the 2 plumper boys up there.
Hey, boys, come on. Come on, let's go. Over here. Good job. Oh, come on, Ellie. Okay, I know we want to play with them. I just want to see how they are first. Good job. Good job. Great, she's great.
Alright, so. First thing I want the puppies to do, get on the mat. Then I want them to lay down. Then I'd like them to settle on the bed. I don't use a clicker when I'm working on relax on the mat because for a lot of dogs, clicker gets them off for more and more behavior. It's very sensitizing, like they go up, they offer more behavior. And so if we relax on the mat, I tend to be very quiet. If anything, I'm just being like, good. So I like having the treats in the bowl. I don't mind if the dogs know I have the rewards available right now. If they get up, I just pick up the bowl and it makes it a little easier. Like they know there's something in it for them. I know I can just pick up the bowl and pick it up. So I might start with just a little bit of our keep going signal. And I want to start, before I move into relaxation protocol, I just want to see if they can just maintain this lovely down position while I'm moving a finger. And that we've got going. And then if I wiggle all my fingers at them, and I've got that going. I really think I start, and I think this is what I do anymore though. I start with almost like a bucket game, move into the keep going signal, and then I go into relaxation protocol.
Okay.
Because I just kind of find, I think jumping straight to that sometimes is too big of an ask. Especially for dogs that I want relaxation on. But the thing I do love about the relaxation protocol is it's very clearly increasing criteria over the days. You know, so we went from moving fingers to moving arms. And we went from kind of moving over away from them to moving above them. Take a break. And Mabel got up, so we're just going to take a quick break right now. Even though Beezy didn't, and do you just notice that these guys are just all in all very calm now, which is not what we have over there.
No.
Now, do you want me to just rotate and try with them?
Maybe you probably would have to do one at a time, maybe? I don't know. Maybe.
I think they have a good enough of a down. You think you can get it?
Yeah.
And I actually think this will help with Ellie too, because she's super sweet and lovely and social, but she was being a little bit on the shy side today because the boys are big and squishy.
Yeah.
Like the boys are just not shy.
What's that?
Hi, and Sally.
Oh.
You know what? I might just work with Ellie for a minute.
Yeah. I like the rotation. We're just working on sit, and
Not jumping?
sit and not jumping, basically. But I know it's hard for them, so it's like a particularly hard challenge for Labs because they were like, I need to hear you, I need to touch you, I need
They
to
love
touch you.
contact.
Right? So I'm like, what I want is, if they want the treat, I want them to sit, but I want them to come to their own conclusion. Like if I want it to be a voluntary sit, like I will offer a sit for a cookie toss. I will offer a sit for attention. I will offer a sit for all the things.
All the things.
All the things.
Hey, Stable. Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, relaxation protocol. I think it's perfect.
I hated it. I hated it for years.
Really?
I hated it for years. And then, and it was kind of like leash walking. Leash walking and I have also had our moments where we have not been big fans of each other. And I think part of it is because it's not fun. It is practice and repeat.
Yeah.
And you can't, it's not like just teaching to sit or down or shake. Like you get instant gratification when you teach shake. The dogs just do it. And you can reward them. And with relaxation protocol, and this is just me, I'm like, oh, I gotta put some time and effort into this? Oh. But the payoff is so worth it. Because then you have a dog you can go to a cafe with, go get some ice cream with, take on the road with you. It's just, they have better off switches. Right.
Hey, Jesus. Did you not have enough in here? Oh, he's all gone. I should have done. Out the door. Hey, Hazel. Actually,
So I gotta down on the mat, I gotta settle on the hip, and I'm gonna continue to reward, just building a little bit of duration, just a second or two. And then I've had a little bit of our keep going signal. This is what I do pre-starting the relaxation protocol. So relaxation protocol is 14 days. And sometimes it ends up being 28, because sometimes you have to repeat some days, or sometimes you skip a day. Not a big deal. But it's 14 days of increasing your distance and duration and distractions, and telling your puppy how much you love when they can just remain in position. So Ellie has now settled in, and she's like, she's got it. So I went from moving a finger to moving my arms, doing big waves. But here's what I know about Ellie versus Mabel. Mabel was much calmer, her whole body was still, we get a little nice social thump-thumps. But if I start doing this, Ellie's tail and her whole back end starts to go shift, 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 shift. So she's not quite relaxed yet, so I want to watch. I might not step forward. Oh, guys, I'm done. I might not step forward to the full day one of relaxation protocol until we get a practice or two in with working here. Just being calm on the mat. Oh. Happy Mama's Day to all the dog moms out there in the dog training world. May your day be good and your puppies be perfect. And come let you guys play for a minute.
ooh, we have to breathe really hard. Really hard.
I might be able to get relaxation protocol with all three. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Ellie, my
that's super
goodness. That was very cute.
So it's like, are you kind of keeping track of the time? Like, how many times would you do set like relaxation protocol in a row? Would you do a cookie toss and get them to stand up and try again, or would you just do the one settle?
I don't do
That's
cookie
it.
tosses. So if they pop out of the down on hip position, then I just I stand up, I take a kind of calm, quiet walk around the room, and I come back and I start over. But I don't do cookie tosses because cookie tosses almost brings back energy.
Yeah.
And I want to take the energy down. So if they were laying settled on the mat and all of a sudden they're like, I'm just like, okay, we'll take a break.
Yeah. Okay. So you.
I don't need to lure them back into position because I don't want a puppy who's also learning that if they get up, I will bring out the treat faster. So yeah. I think that's where I differentiate from the former protocol, which is where I'm just gonna walk around the room. And that being said, it's worked really great with the dogs that have been in my house. I haven't seen that create any other problems. I don't know that it might. But sometimes we got puppies who just can't yet lay still.
Yeah.
Or if I start to step away, they have to follow me now.
Yeah.
And so then you just kind of have to be like, well, what do you do when they get out? I'm like, and I think the protocol actually tells them no.
Right.
And I'm like, but I just don't know that, like,
Yeah, and I think what I've read so far is like you take a step to the left, you take a step to the right, you move back.
you clap your hands twice, you count for 3 seconds, you count for 5 seconds, you count for 7. Yeah. So in itself, it very, like day one, it's really easy. It's like you're laying down here, you take a step away, they're still there, you come back and reward them. Step to the left, come back and reward them. Clap your hands twice, reward them. So that's intentionally adding distance and duration, and distance and distractions, and then you get to like waiting for 3 seconds and 5 seconds. You have
Rough and rowdy. But
you have 2 teenage boys who are rough and rowdy, very cute and playing very well, but I don't, yes, they need some interruption.
yeah, that last one was like Henry totally using his body weight and size as an advantage to like pin Teddy a little bit. But it wasn't like Henry's super soft and super plain. He's
But-
trying to match his style with Teddy, but I think Teddy was like, no, I want to keep working. I don't want to do that. I don't want to play with you yet. But yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's see if we can do some toy crosses or something.
Oh, Henry is such a lovely player, but sometimes you're like, sometimes not everybody wants to play with you, Henry.
I know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
So we're gonna see how good my skills are here. All right, can we do this? Let's try it.
okay.
Let's see if we get all 3 dogs. Sit. Easy sit. Okay, so this is harder. They're gonna have a little less patience. So keep in mind, goal number 1 was that they all just offered me a down on the mat. I really want the settle on the hip. I don't think I'm gonna get that right now. So I'm going to, it's honestly, it's just because of the way she's sitting on the platform, but I'm not gonna super fuss at it right now. But I might change it out later so that they all have good. So we have a settle on the hip, Sphinx position. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell what Mabel's doing because she has so much fluff.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
So now we add our keep going signal and we reward anybody who stays in position. But now here's the difference. These guys, even though I'm starting to build out how much I can tell them how much I love them staying in position, they're not relaxed.
Right.
And so I knew that ideally I would have humans go back and work on this portion again when the dogs are in a little bit quieter space, because I don't want dogs to learn that this behavior is something that should amp them up. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Yeah, this is not, that's the other thing with sit down, shake, we all very know about what the criteria is that we're looking for. And when we start doing relaxation protocol, it's just not them being in a down on a place. It is them actually starting, to settle on the hips, to slow their breathing down a little bit. To not get super wiggly. I want dogs soft and social and happy. So I should, because Ellie got up, what I'm gonna do in a second, I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna walk away. Even though it was just Ellie getting up, I'm just gonna take a break and we're gonna calmly walk away. I'm not gonna force position on you, but for whatever reason, she told me I pushed it a little bit far for her. She was a little bit wiggly in the moment, so I'm like, oh, we're just gonna get her. But we don't get any more treats. You can go play. If you've got the wiggles, it's okay. So the reason to work on this sort of take a break, like if they can't maintain a position, the reason I just sort of get up and take a calm, quiet walk around the room
is because I want their arousal level to stay low. So in this scenario, I don't tend to do a cookie toss or go get it, because I really want their arousal level to stay a little bit lower. And they're gonna go play right now, but it's okay. Okay. They may have needed to get wiggles out. That would be normal puppy behavior. I'm not gonna ask them of something that, in this environment, I'm really not gonna ask them something that they aren't ready to do yet. Alright, let me shift you to my Labradors for a minute. We'll see what we're working on with them. Mr. Teddy is entertaining himself. Keep in mind that's invaluable because we need puppies to be comfortable on the other sides of gates and playpens. You working on go around?
Yes.
I love doing all like the middle and the go around and the heel and the side and all of that because anything that starts working your adolescent teenager and telling them how much you love it when they move right around you helps leash walking.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because you're rewarding them for being next to you and moving around you. And that's what you want when you want a nice dog who walks well on leash.
Right.
So every time you do one of those games, you're just building that idea of how that you love it when they're right next to you or they're behind you instead of when they were baby puppies. We always reward them for being in front of us. That doesn't help with leash walking.
Right. Treat in one hand. I'm just experimenting with like, how many different ways can I teach this?
Hi, Teddy. Hi, sweetheart. My goodness, your tongue's hanging out.
He's like, oh, all the running and the excitement and all the Labrador things, and I'm like, I lost my treats.
Teddy didn't really want to play, correct?
No, I kind of wanted to work.
Okay. No, I'm gonna let the littles in Teddy for a minute. And then I'll separate them back out. But I like my littles to be nice big dogs. And Henry is a nice big dog too. He also likes to work. But I didn't want littles to get overwhelmed by two big dogs.
Right. So it's like one of those. And then the other one I was thinking of, like, what if you did a spin, like you spun? So you're like, around me. Yes.
Part of it is following him, is he's learning how to follow a lure without being rude and actually grabbing at your hand.
Right. Because I was doing the other one where I was like, okay, so then how do I phase out the spinning? I'm like, but this is easier for me to teach a client to do. Just spin in a circle, like put it in a circle. And then how do I phase the circle out? That's the question. Whoop, whoop. Trainer mistake. And it's like, come on, baby.
Very cute.
You are very cute. Oh my
It
goodness.
says, lady, you changed the rules, and I'll show you you changed the rules.
Yeah, right?
Alright, so I like the way Teddy's playing. Mabel is not sure about it, but Teddy is trying to invite the littles into the space to play with him. And he's like, look, I have a toy. Don't you want to play with my toy? This is very cool. We don't jump on people. So, I don't think I've said it in a while, but I don't correct jumping. I don't tell a dog they're being bad for jumping because there are a number of places I want my dogs to jump. I want them to jump into the car. I want them to jump sometimes in the vet's office, in the groomer's office. I do want my dogs sometimes to jump on furniture. I want them to jump in agility classroom and in our barnhand classes. So I am very careful to teach my dogs that I like it when you approach and greet with your feet on the floor. You can kind of stand in front of me, you can sit in front of me, you can lay down in front of me, but I don't want you jumping on me. So one of the reasons that correction became a problem, that we noticed it was becoming a problem over the years, is because because you were telling a dog not to do this normal dog behavior that you might need someplace else. And that's, excuse me, that was Miss Mabel, Teddy. Alright, I'm done. You're being very nice. Maybe we need to work on a little recall. I think that would, or leave it. I don't know what you're gonna work on.
I think I can swap him out because we had some fun. We got his wiggles out, basically. That's why I took him in there. I was like, I know Teddy doesn't want to play with you. Let's go over there and do something fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Teddy's being a worker bee today.
Right?
Yeah.
We could probably work on taking treats a little gently from our hands.
Oh.
I got so much tea.
And he was a little worried if he's trying to steal the little treats too.
Yeah.
Let me try just rotating through. I'm gonna let Henry look at the little, if you wanna take Teddy out.
Right? Okay.
Because I think one at a time with the littles will work.
Okay. So I will.
I just think two less at a time with littles. Oh, that was very nice. That was great name recognition.
Oh, that's so good. Look at you not jumping. Henry, you're just showing off now because Teddy's here. He was literally treating me like a little launch pad before. It was like, I jump, and then I treat, and then I jump, and then I treat. Good job, Teddy.
He's got a lovely recall.
He does.
Yeah.
That is so nice. Oh, my goodness. Where's the Labrador? Come here.
So, and I've got puppies that are hanging out in this space together with each other. They're not necessarily doing anything with each other, but that's okay.
So I want to get him all amped up, and then I want him to calmly take treats. I will regret my hands will regret it.
Chomp. There's a reason there are 3 band-aids on my fingers right now.
Right?
But it's not Teddy.
I just think I have, unfortunately, starting to build the calluses at the end of my fingertips,
Chomp.
right? And I feel really bad because I always say, like, just feed him from your hand to the clients. And I'm like, yeah, I also factored in that my hands have been through probably in so many animals' mouths.
And there's definitely a level of, we definitely get better about how we dispense treats. Like, I'm very good, like, I always hold the treat under my thumb, and then right as I give it to the dog, my thumb moves out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't offer them my fingertips, I offer them the treat off the flat of my hand,
Oh,
which means they chomp me a little bit less.
I know, she's being so good.
It's like moments like that. It was like, she was sat there. She was giving me eye contact. She was just being quiet.
On the far side of the fence.
And I was like, on the far side of the fence when I'm doing something super fun with Teddy, I'm like, that's a moment for you to get rewarded. That is so beautiful.
I know you want to do more than you want to do. How about I rotate you guys through one at a time? Can we do something fun?
Yeah,
Which should we do that's fun? Which should we do that's fun?
with Chompy, Labrador puppies, and like sometimes Doodles, I'm just kind of like, I protect the treat in my hand with my, like, make like a fist. And then if I get like soft little nose boots and like they're touching their nose to my hand, I'll just gently roll the treat out of my hand. But if I get any chomp and mouth, I'm like tighten my hand like a fist again. But I'm getting nice, soft.
You need Kevlar gloves for that sometimes still.
And it's okay to take your hand away if they're chomping at you. But if they're super frustrated, maybe we kind of need to change temporarily how we're dispensing treats. Because sometimes they're just 5 minutes and treating everything hurts.
Yeah, and then I still feel for all the little dog owners because teaching loose leash walking, when you're, like one way we've seen it is, or I've seen it is, you build up the target, you build up the magic spot, and they stay in that spot. But if you've got a little breeze, you're down here. And you're like, my back, my back, my back. And you can do the wooden spoon, but I totally can relate with, are you going to bring a wooden spoon on your walk every time? Like, that's the question I'm asking. And
The answer is yes, if you're the dog trainer's pet.
yeah, I'm like, if you can remember to bring a wooden like soft cream cheese on the end, or your peanut butter,
Or wet dog food.
or wet dog food. And you spread it on your wooden spoon, then it saves your back. And you're also rewarding better, because you're rewarding quicker and faster.
Alright, I'm gonna try to separate these guys out. We're something needed. Dun, dun, dun. We've got 15 minutes left. Alright, we'll do puppies maybe one at a time. See how this goes.
Good job. I'm getting such softer mouth right now.
Yay! I love it.
I know you're still a little excited though. You get super excited.
Yes. Such a Labrador.
Such a Labrador. Chomp chomp.
There are some breeds that I'm always willing to bet money that I will get chomped.
The other thing I would do, because your Labrador is like, they get excited with like touch, physical touch, that thing that you always do with like the treat, or pet treat, rewarding for like, I'm gonna touch you and pet you, are you nice and calm, good job, here's a treat. Treat,
Alright, my
pet
dudes.
you, yeah, good job.
I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've worked on Leave It.
I think also that when you do the pet treat thing, it also means like when you're walking your dog on the road and you get awkward cuddlers. They're like, oh, can I pet your dog? And you're like, yeah, go on. And then they like go straight for the buns, or they like do like right on the head. And some puppies like that.
For my shepherd, people always want to pet her ears.
Yeah.
And they kind of reach out now, they'll do like this with their ears, and I'm like, that's a little weird. I don't want to be touched that way. And
Right.
thankfully, she's very tolerant, and she enjoys contact with people in general.
Good job.
But I'm always like, how are you? They always sort of awkwardly pet the top of her head, and like most dogs like to be pet under their chins,
Yeah.
or around the neck, or their bum,
Yeah,
or the
nice
bum
and
stretches.
Nice and low and no fast movements, but I would be like totally training that at home. I'm like, I'm gonna grab 20 treats and I'm gonna touch you here, I'm gonna touch you there, I'm gonna work on running away from me.
And we're going to teach all the humans in our world there's a 3-second pet rule. If
Yeah.
you pet them for 3 seconds and you stop and they walk away, we're done with petting. No, sir. No, sir. You can't jump on them. That hurts. Okay, I don't want to leave it.
I just love that you worked on a little bit of relaxation and you're just so.
And yes, all 3 of them are you're in a good headspace.
Right? Even
Yes.
Beezy was like calmly sauntering over for that treat. I was like, whoa. I love it. I love it. I love it. Leave it. Yes, I do.
Yes.
I do. Yes, I do.
Miss Ellie,
My goodness.
you're being a
So
good girl.
I totally like ignored you and you were like, leave it and just stay here and be nice and
Yes.
quiet and wait for you to give me a treat.
Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Yes.
Good job.
Leave it.
Face so
Yes.
well. Oh, no.
Leave it. Yes. Leave it.
Yeah, it's super good. I love it.
You.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you the other thing.
Leave it.
First day training session with a puppy, first day training session with a puppy. Trying to assess where they're at, what they know, what they don't know.
Leave it.
Settle is for relaxation in their environment is one of the things I check. Hi. Oh,
I also think I'm trying to remind all my puppy classes that if I'm taking a puppy for a walk, I intentionally go to the end of my driveway or go over to start. We find places to just hang out and practice relaxing. Having dogs learn how to relax on a walk is so important. It shouldn't be, when you put your dog on a leash, it shouldn't be go, 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 go. It should
Yeah.
be like, we can stop.
Right.
We can do some other things. We can hang out, we can watch the world, listen to the world, learn about the world.
Yeah.
It's not all go, go, go. Because you can end up with a dog whose levels in arousal spike so high
Right.
when they see the leash that you get dogs who jump and dogs who pull and dogs who don't know how to handle everything going on in their environment.
Right.
Easy. Leave it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest things.
Leave
So
it.
many times, what I see is, like the intake form will come through, and I'd be like, "What would you like your puppy to learn, or what would you like to work on?" And it's for like your 5 to 8 months, it's usually like loose leash walking and not pulling, and for 2 to 5 months, it's like biting and potty training and sit and down and those recall, those sorts of things.
Leave it.
But recall can sometimes be hard because they're not actually able to hear you because they're not relaxed.
Leave it.
And the reason why they're not relaxed could be they're too excited, or they're too stressed, or they're too concerned, or they're afraid in their environment. And they're just spiking. They're introduced to spiking. And then the other thing with the pulling, sometimes pulling's like, I gotta go say hi to everybody, I gotta go say hi to all the people, I have to say hi to all the dogs. But one thing they have in common is they can't just sit and relax on the leash.
Yeah, maybe it's sort of a newer thing to be talking about arousal levels. Ellie. Is it sort of a newer thing to be talking about arousal levels? Because it used to be we just kind of address everything in terms of my dog can't sit, my dog is destroying my house, my dog is jumping on people, my dog is pulling on leash, and then like a lot of times I'll sit down and talk about
Yeah, come in here with the
what their arousal level is like. Because sometimes our dogs are so jazzed up that they just can't hear us. And then it is a big fight. And if you learn how to jazz your dog up and settle them down and jazz your dog up, like it's okay for dogs to be crazy and silly and running amok and doing all the things. But there are times when you want them to be able to bring themselves down.
Yeah.
I always want my dogs to be able to bring themselves down. I want to have that nice on-off switch. Miss Ellie?
Yeah. On-off switch.
Lead it. Yes. Lead it. Yes.
So,
Lead it.
my next question is, because we brought it up too with the pulling on the leash. Good job. When you have a picky eater who's about treats,
Lead it.
tried all things, bacon, cheese, peanut butter, chicken livers, beef liver, all things. Nothing is more exciting than small children and going and saying hi to those small children. So, what attention is a reinforcer? So could you use a pattern game to use attention from the people as a reinforcer? And I'm thinking like teach the kids to play a red light, green light game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So kids could approach dog if dog is calm, green light, dog is calm, green light, kids approach.
Right?
Yes. Or vice versa, dog can approach kids if dog is calm and loose leash. But you've got to control the environment. And in the city that's hard. But yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Because I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. This is definitely a challenge.
Lead it. Lead it. Yes.
This is definitely a challenge with the greetings because I totally understand. I empathize. I have the cutest puppy in the world. I want the cutest puppy in the world to be social. I want them to go and say hi to everyone. I don't want to run away from people. but I also think it's good to have control over your puppy because it's very easy for a very small superficial scratch to turn in your dog attacked my child.
I tend to, because Bug does that, Bug loves kids.
Right.
She tends to give, she pops right into their nose and gives them a little kiss. Or she does, she'll do a little paw, hi, give my paw, I shake. And sometimes I just put it, initially especially when I was a kid visiting, I put a foot brake on the leash.
Right.
So I'm still holding the leash in my hand, but that part between my hand and the dog's collar, the leash can form a big old U, and I can step on that part, which means my dog can't get as much height if they jump. So if we're working on breedings, and I know the breeding is a reward, but I'm like, okay, but I still don't know if we're gonna jump, I'll be leash on the dog, leash in my hand, and then I'll just step on this middle point and be like, this is my foot brake. Obviously not a leash, not quite enough length for me to do it right. So use your imagination here. Henry says, I'll just play with it. I'll just tug it. This is my leash, I'm gonna eat it. I can eat it. I'm gonna eat it. Oh, you just do it. I have not had a chance to do some needles with Mabel.
Okay.
Needles with Mabel. And we are down to 5 minutes.
Oh, I just want some cuddles now, please. Can I just have some cuddles? Can I just have cuddles? Oh my goodness, because we just had all the worker beans today in class. And they were just like, let me do all the things.
The joy of class with Angel and I is we usually talk about 20 different subjects.
Right? Because that's how my brain works, unfortunately.
Yeah, but no, mine keeps right up with you. It doesn't keep up with anything. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Henry. It's not acceptable.
Gwen's very good at being like,
Next subject.
next subject. Woo! Hi.
Mabel? Oh, I was saying that maybe the 2 big labs with all the littles was probably too much.
Change it up.
Mabel! Mabel's like, hey, but I'm busy over here.
I know, and I gotta get better about asking the questions, because, like, sometimes I like to ask you questions in puppy play and trade, because I know the clients have them, but it's like more of an anonymous me asking because a client asked this, because everybody needs to know the answer, without being like, so-and-so asked me this on this day. And they're like, this is what I said, but I also like hearing if Gwen has.
A different answer?
Right.
Well, I asked a question yesterday. So my question yesterday for Jordana and Miranda,
Right.
leave it, was why do puppies get the zoomies at like 5 or 7 p.m.?
That's a very good question.
Right? Okay, they didn't have any better answer than I can come up with, and I was very disappointed in that. I'm kidding. But we were like, overtired. And I'm like, I really don't feel like, yes, there was that little bit of witching hour, like right at 8:30. A lot of puppies, I'm like, then I think like that is overtired.
Have to poop or pee.
Yes. Have to go repeat. Or it's just circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
It's just when they are the most active and the most ready to do stuff. And I've been literally doing 10 minutes of training with Bug. It is if you do 10 minutes of training, all the zoomies go away.
Right.
With Lemon, it's if you do 10 minutes of fetch, all the zoomies go away and they can settle back in and they're good dogs for the rest of the night. But I have to beat them to the punch.
Yeah. I've also seen it when they've seen a trigger. So like a squirrel's in the backyard, they let the dog out, the dog chases the squirrel gets away, and all of a sudden the zoomies starts. So it's like, I couldn't get the thing that I wanted, so now I'm all like frustrated and I'm running around. The other one I've seen as well is like sniff, 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 sniff. I picked up a rabbit scent trail. Now I've got the zoomies.
Yeah.
So it's like you said like olfactory. It's like a scent that is
super stimulating. And I am not cracking on anybody. Anybody who's watching who's not local to us or we don't work with your puppies, because we get a lot more people across the U.S., let alone internationally, who watch us now, which I'm always surprised by.
Wow.
I'm not saying like 25 of you, but I'll get 2 or 3 comments from people across the country in a week, and there are dogs whose brains function in a very normal way, and they can learn everything you teach them. And there are dogs' brains who are not as functional, and they have a hard time calming themselves down because their brains don't move the adrenaline and cortisol through the way a functional brain would. So I can tell you how to train everything in a positive, upbeat, uplifting way, I think. Not everything. Some things I might send you to another great trainer for. I'm going to admit that. I'm not amazing at agility.
Right.
I just know enough to be dangerous, so don't ask me questions about agility.
Oh my god, is that scary? Oh my gosh, is that a little scary? Oh, it's a little scary. Does our timer going off and when you talk too much?
Like if your dog needs a little help and you want to work with your vet and your vet behaviors, do that too. But get a good, positive trainer on board. And on that note, class is over, so I'm gonna shut you guys down. We're gonna let everybody pick up the puppies, and we'll see you back in around 11:30 for our last and final class on this sort of wet, gray, beautiful Mother's Day.